In this video, I'm going to show you how I create atmosphere in my toy photography. You're going to need a couple of things to capture atmosphere in your toy photography. If working indoors, you're going to want to use a dark background. I went with black. You usually always go with black. You go with gray. Any type of dark background will work, but you'll need a dark background when working indoors. If outdoors, you can go ahead and find a shadowy area with some rocks and bushes, and that will work just fine as well. For a light source, you're going to be needing a hard light that you can modify. I went with a cube light with a snoot, and that's going to be positioned behind my subject, and that's what's going to be used to capture the atmosphere. If you want, you could add extra lights in your photo as well. I went with a small rig panel light with a honeycomb modifier. I'm also going to be using this light as well. You don't need to use extra lights. You can use the lights in the room that you're working in. If you're out in the sun, you can use the sun. But you're still gonna need that hard light source that you're gonna modify. So you at least need this much, whether it's a cube light or a flash with a snoot, or just a constant light, maybe with a piece of construction paper around it. Anything you can use to modify it, that's what you're gonna need. Also, you're gonna be needing some atmosphere. I like using atmosphere aerosol. You can use whatever atmosphere you want, whatever you're going for. This is great for foggy atmosphere. But if you have like little smoke bombs, you can go with that, or a water bottle if you want to capture rain. But any atmosphere you want to go with, go ahead and use that. Also, this isn't necessary, but you might want to use a tripod or some sort of light stand to hold your hard light source, just to make it a little bit easier to introduce like your atmosphere. It just allows you to just keep one thing constant, and you don't have to worry about holding the light up and trying to spray this at the same time. So just grabbing a little tripod, or even a couple books, anything on a shelf, anything that can help you just to hold this, it would be great. Again, you don't have to use the tripod, but if you want to, that works great as well. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys the setup I went with this tutorial, and then I'm going to show you guys the final image, show you guys the general thing of my settings. All the settings are just going to be different for everybody, but I'm just going to show you mine at the end of the video. So let's go ahead and let's make this toy photo. Alrighty, here's the setup for the photo. We have the black background set up right there. My hard light source with a snoot on a tripod positioned behind my figure. That's going to act as a ray, and it's going to help capture the atmosphere. That's the trick of having a hard light source modified behind your figure. Then I have my secondary light here, as well as my remote trigger, and my atmosphere aerosol is going to be set up right over here because I'm going to be shooting from right there using my remote trigger. An awesome little tool to have for this type of photo, as it allows you to spray the atmosphere where you want it, as well as control the camera. I'm also going to be turning off the lights for this photo. I know sometimes I suggest that you just work around the ambient light by like changing your shutter speed, but my shutter speed is going to have to be a little bit higher just so I can capture the atmosphere and just get the way I want the atmosphere to look in the photo. Also, another tip real quick before we make this photo is you're going to want to be shooting in a continuous high setting, because you want to be shooting a lot of photos, just so you can end up with a lot of different options as well as a lot of different captures of the atmosphere. So let's go ahead and turn off these lights and let's make this photo. And here's the final edited image using Adobe Lightroom and Photoshop. Another tip that I forgot to mention when dealing with atmosphere, such as a fog, a smoke, atmosphere aerosol, a mist, or a vapor, is that your light sources will diffuse that atmosphere and make it non-existent in your photos. So you will have to do some photo editing to compensate for that, or while taking the photo initially, you can change the camera settings to work around that. So just a reminder on that. All the tools that I used in today's video will be linked down in the description below. If you'd like to check out some more of my photos, as well as other gear recommendations, you can visit my website, which will also be linked down in the description, along with my social media. Please like and subscribe. This is Brennan with Photography. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.